Hey, welcome back into today's video. We're going to be talking about a mom influencer, a family vlogger here on the internet from Utah, ties to the Mormon church. That's right, Nurse Hannah. Also known as Hannah Hyatt on TikTok. A video surfaced of her child seemingly terrified as the father approached. This video is now deleted and she's apparently disabled the comments on her TikTok channel following someone who was alleged to have contacted CPS. That is not good. The responses that she posted are hypocritical and prove the point I'm gonna make in this video. In today's episode of another sketchy mom on the internet. If you're unfamiliar, Hannah Hyatt has a TikTok with almost 400,000 followers and 10.3 million likes. She's an LTC travel nurse and mama. And you guessed it, she posts content that is centered around her children and family in general. You've heard me talk about the dangers of putting your children online on this channel for the past several years. It's not a good idea, it's not a good thing. And there's a reason her comments are off. And we're gonna do in this video what I always do in my videos. We're gonna break down the fallacious logic of these individuals and use their own words against them. So strap in, this is gonna be a good one. What made people take notice of Hannah was a TikTok video that she posted that people refer to as the 17 diapers video. Now she has the nickname the 17 diapers mother. The video went viral and currently has 18 million views. It says, how many dirty diapers do I have laying around my house?
All the dirty diapers I have lying around my house right now. I kid you not, my guess is probably 15. I don't own a diaper pail or a diaper genie or whatever they're called. They just kind of get thrown around my house and then we just collect them in a bag at the end of the day and take them out to the dumpster. So I've been solo parenting for the last 24 hours. So we're gonna see how many dirty diapers we have just lying around with 2 kids. I promise you, I'm not even exaggerating. This has only been 24 hours. So I'm counting just 4 diapers right here on the coffee table.
Wow, on the coffee table. Oh no! When she picks this up, this one has residue. Look at that.
So far that's what? 7 diapers, I'm pretty sure. That's just down here, like in the kitchen living room area. Let's go upstairs. I already know this is gonna be so bad. Okay, so right away I'm seeing 1, 2, 3 diapers. So that's 8, 9.
Why are there diapers in the hallway?
10 diapers. Then into the bedroom. This is the corner of what my side of the bed looks like at night. It's embarrassing, I know. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think if I counted right, that's 17 diapers lying around my house.
Take note that she said her side of the room was dirty. Now, this is a bit excessive. I could understand like 4 or 5, but you have trash cans right there next to you. It wouldn't take anything to do the extra step and throw them away. But she also has a reputation for alleged rage baiting, meaning that she does things that make people rage in the comments to provide more traffic and views to promote to the algorithm. This video went so viral that she was actually interviewed by People magazine. She was even on TV. And she took this attention and she attempted to use it for gain, which is not inherently wrong, but it kind of shows the intentions that she had from the start.
Because of that, I have quite a few surprises coming. Number 1 being that I started a YouTube channel. Other surprises are unfortunately still in the works, but you're gonna have to follow my YouTube channel in order to see what's coming. So far right now on my YouTube channel, I'm just working on getting all of my TikToks up on my YouTube channel. That way we can just match TikTok and YouTube and have all the same. Once I do all of that, then I'll be able to post all the juicy, good, new, exciting stuff about 17 diapers. A lot of people tell me to trademark it, put it in an LLC. Some people are telling me to write a book. Some people are telling me to start a podcast. Some people are suggesting podcasts that I should be on. I know some of you guys are sick of me talking about 17 diapers and saying that it's rage bait and saying that it's just annoying. Some people are saying that I did it just for attention, but unfortunately those are the people that are also shaming me for it, so I don't really believe into any of that. In all reality, we all have our 17 diapers moments, and I'm working on some really exciting stuff that I'm really excited to share with you guys. I'm not gonna tell you when I'm gonna announce it, but I will announce it first on YouTube. Make sure you're following me on YouTube so you don't miss it. The link is in my bio. Make sure you get the right account because I'm pretty sure there's some actual scam accounts out there about me.
Oh, she's not gonna do good on YouTube. Let's go look. Apparently this is her first video since she decided to use the attention and traffic towards gain. It currently has 15,000 dislikes. And the comment section is not censored here. One user saying, not you coming on YouTube thinking you're safe from TikTok comments, laughing face emoji. Let's talk about the response to her 17 diapers video to the general public. There were some people on board with it, praising her for being real. This person says, my 17 diapers moment was when I screamed at my son and threw him on the bed at 5 months old because he just wouldn't sleep. I was exhausted, hadn't showered in 2 days, slept a total of 6 hours the whole week, and didn't realize what I was experiencing was pee-pee rage. So this does not sound good. I would wager to bet that if anybody uploaded this scenario to any social platform, they would probably get CPS caller on them immediately. Another user made a really strong point.
When I called out Nurse Hannah for her 17 nappies, you guys cooked me.
Apparently across the pond, diapers are called nappies. Just wanted to clear that up.
Way too many of you as mothers, you like to excuse other people's neglect towards their children because you like to rally together and make excuses. That's why you lot all started a trend. My 17 nappies, my 17 nappies, my 17 nappies was this, my 17 nappies was that. I even saw one woman talk about her 17 nappies. Next minute, the social services was at her door. You know why? Because your 17 nappies was neglect, but you got other people coming along and aligning with you like, oh, my 17 nappies, oh yeah, I had 17 nappies, making you feel like your neglect is okay. And this is what many of you do as mothers. We're gonna call it for what it is. Many of you love to rally together. Instead of you say, you know what, sis, that is actually wrong, let's try to be the best mums. You like to enable and make an excuse. Everything has a diagnostic or something. No, call it for what it is. She was neglecting her child when she had him walking around the house, picking up shitty nappies because she had left 17 of them around. As a parent, it is your responsibility to make sure all your children, the ones you just had and the ones that were there prior, are catered for. That is your job, to make sure they're safe, safeguarded, catered for, loved, nurtured, and etc. Your child walking around the house with 17 shitty nappies is neglect. Also, with all that filth around, is neglect. Call it for what it is. The same speed and pace you picked up that camera to let us all know that is the same speed and pace you should have booked in a cleaner. You should have booked in help. Yes, I know it's easier said than it is done.
There's so many good points in this. Like, she could have just went to the trash can and threw those diapers away instead of making a video. Also, it's not like we don't know how much money she makes. She regularly posts this on her TikTok channel. She even has a playlist. The playlist is called Budget My Paycheck. It's got about 2.5 to 3 months worth of her paychecks between her and her husband. Literally. And I'm telling you, I added this up. And just so you know, this is weekly between her and her husband, $4,800. The next week was $2,297. Third week, $4,720. $4,450. So just in 1 month, that's $16,267. And the 2 other months that are listed on this, and you guys can go check this out. It is literally right there on her TikTok. She made more money than this. But look how much she gives to the church. Week 1, $480. Week 2, $312. $445. $472. For a total of $1,229 that month to go to the church. And this is relevant because she often says that she's struggling with money, even though her household is, I believe it's the top 5% echelon in the entire United States. So if you say you can't afford a jacket for your child in 8-degree cold weather or these other things, and I want you to keep this money in mind because it's going to be a huge factor as we progress through this video. So referring back to the 17 diapers video, one mom called it bullying because people were criticizing her about the apparent actions.
I feel like everyone's dramatic reactions to the 17 diapers laying around Nurse Hannah's house is so overly dramatic. I mean, people are acting like they're horrified that there were 17 diapers laying around. Listen, she went and picked up the diapers at the end of the day.
So look, this isn't bullying. Having 17 dirty diapers laying around your house is, I would consider that excessive. I wouldn't say that that's the norm. I don't think this is something that needs to be normalized. I think that you have to call it for what it is. It's not bullying to criticize somebody's actions. Bullying is like targeting and saying things about that person, which there is much to criticize her as a person for. And we're going to get into that in this video. But you have to keep in mind that the trash can was right there. She has a trash can in multiple rooms of her house. And I've actually seen it, and anybody could see this too. She throws these diapers everywhere. Is it rage bait? Is this just how she is? I think we'll find out as this video progresses.
Let's leave the woman alone. If you don't like her content, don't watch it. don't watch it. If you're gonna act like a snuck up snooty and pretend that like your life is perfect and your house is always perfect, I'm just so tired of it. Like, the more I see about this 17 diaper mom thing, the more off I get. Let's have some compassion for a mom of 2 in diapers who works as a nurse and is clearly struggling and doesn't have much help. Y'all are nasty, mean girl energy.
I don't think videos like this are going to age well, as the full context of this situation has too much corroboration, as you'll see.
I'm not changing my kid's diaper when they pee. I've never done that. Do you know how expensive diapers are?
What? You don't ever change diapers?
James's diaper because it was pretty full and I was worried that he was going to pee and it would like get out. I can't even think right now. I changed his diaper because his diaper was so full and I was worried that it was going to like leak, explode, whatever, you know, get on his bed, like, so.
So she didn't change this diaper to the point where it was about to burst. Maybe this is taken out of context, but what about this?
They always have a clean bum and never have a dirty diaper on. Never have a dirty diaper on. But at least for this video, I'm not changing my kid's diaper when they pee. I've never done that. Do you know how expensive diapers are? I have friends and people that I know that like, oh, they peed, we have to change their diaper. And I'm like, they peed? Literally, I will change his diaper if he poops. Or if it's like a very full diaper. Never have a dirty diaper on.
This is honestly why I question the rage bait scenario, because that implies that she is orchestrating her videos in a way where she has full awareness and knowledge that rage bait brings attention to her videos, more clicks and views, better for the algorithm. I don't think she's demonstrating across that this is what this is. I think that this is just how she is, and you'll see what I'm saying. Before we get into this next part, I want to say if you're enjoying the video so far, consider smashing that like button and helping me get to my next subscriber milestone, and help me get to 312,000 subscribers. Also consider donating to this year's fundraiser. We're currently at 3,255 of 5,000 raised to help individuals in difficult situations. It's an awesome cause. It's something that we do pretty much every year. And if you do donate, let me know in the comments section. Also, I want to thank all my patrons and channel members. There's another contradictory video where she says that her husband says that she's not clean. Check this out.
Yesterday, my husband had the absolute audacity to say that I'm not a clean person. Like, I'm sorry, who the heck is cleaning this house all day, every day? I clean the house all day, every day, yet it is still a disaster because we have 2 kids and you don't help. We were eating dinner last night and this man looks me straight in the face and says that he is the clean one in this marriage. He said that he is surprised and would have never thought that he would be the clean one in his marriage. And I just laughed at
So now she's kind of hating on her husband, saying this man and that he doesn't help.
I just laughed at him and he was like, wait, are you serious? He's like, you seriously think you're the clean one in this marriage? Yeah. Like, who do you think is always doing the dishes, emptying the dishwasher, doing the laundry, cleaning the counters, cleaning the floors, sweeping, vacuuming, mopping? What do you mean I'm not the clean one in this marriage? So anyways, I'm debating between either cleaning every bit of this house to a spotless to prove the man wrong, or straight up just stop doing everything that I do on a daily basis to show him that he doesn't clean, that I'm the one that cleans. Like, fine, if you don't think I actually clean, I'm gonna stop cleaning and show you what it really is to not be clean. He said, well, look at your bathroom. Yes, that is true. My side of the bathroom is a disaster, but I also have way more products than you do. The only products you use are contacts and a toothbrush. So
earlier we saw her admit saying that her side of the bedroom was dirty. Now we know that her side of the bathroom is dirty, and that her husband thinks that she's dirty.
I think I should do. Should I just stop cleaning and just show the man who's wrong? Show him that I'm the one that cleans the house all day, every day? Or do I prove him wrong by cleaning every inch of the house?
There's a lot of contradiction between what she says about her husband, how she feels about her husband, saying that he's a good man, he's helpful, and then on occasions like this, multiple videos where she's just trashing the guy. I'm going to play a clip from one of her deleted response videos where she says good things about her husband and says that when she talks bad about her husband, it's just satire.
If you were to know me in real life, this whole lazy husband thing, it's satire. My husband is the sweetest, nicest, kindest, most loving, most nurturing father in the entire world.
Now we're going to go over this response video a little bit later in the video, but I just wanted to show you this to compare to what she said just a second ago.
Yesterday, my husband had the absolute audacity to say that I'm not a clean person. Like, I'm sorry, who the heck is cleaning this house all day, every day? I clean the house all day, every day, yet it is still a disaster because we have 2 kids and you don't help. We were in a new series of my husband giving me $10 to make dinner and that's it. He thinks $10 for dinner is a lot, so he thinks I should be able to make a lot out of $10.
Why is it that men can spend money on whatever they want to, and then it's like totally fine, but if the girl spends
spends money on something that the guy doesn't agree with, then it's a waste of money and they get mad. For example, if I were to spend $5 on, say, a Starbucks drink or a Swig drink or something like that, then it's a waste of money. You guys know how my husband spent $1,500 on hunting supplies? Well, yeah, because it didn't stop there, because there were several $100s afterwards to actually process the elk. Some days where he's home and I still feel like a solo mother. For instance, on football Saturdays, I feel like a solo mother. Anytime that BYU is playing, I feel like a solo mother. Anytime that he's on his phone, I feel like a solo mother. Honestly, anytime the baby is crying and I say, hey, can you help? I feel like a solo mother. So my husband claims that he's incapable of ever washing the dishes. So I'm teaching my 2-year-old that way he never tells his future wife that he's incapable of washing the dishes. I told my husband to get his lazy butt off the couch and help me clean this freaking kitchen. This house is a disaster and I'm not cleaning it by myself, as I told him. So after he moaned and complained for a while and says, ugh, do I have to? I said, yep. Tonight my lazy husband begged me to make him fresh bread. After cleaning the entire kitchen myself, putting the kid to bed by myself, and then wearing the screaming baby on my chest, this man had the audacity to beg for homemade bread. So what did I do? I got my butt in the kitchen and made him some bread. An unhappy husband is an unhappy wife, you know what I'm saying?
So we have all these anecdotal accounts that are adding up, putting forth a true narrative that we can see regardless of the excuses that she makes. So you can see in this video, I'm going to be using her logic against her to dissect these situations. So stay tuned. You're going to love it. One user says, as someone who doesn't have a lot of money, my kid's diaper is always changed. Another saying this, I'm struggling badly right now, but my baby gets his diaper changed no matter what. This is why I don't think she's rage baiting or she's staging anything, because diapers are expensive, but they're not unattainable. And I got a question. On your link tree, it says how to make $5,000 to $10,000 weekly as a travel nurse. And as you saw when I broke down the money, we know how much money she makes. Top 5% echelon in the entire United States. And just so you know, my source data is United States Census Bureau. Not to mention that you are the manager for your husband's real estate company, as can be seen here. And I know you're pretty well off, but for some reason you can't or won't afford your child a jacket in 8-degree cold weather or negative 13 Celsius across the pond.
22 degrees outside, but it feels like 8 degrees. And we're venturing out of the house with 2 kids because I am stupid. This is how cold the car is. This is literally...
In her video, she put the bio as, I'm sorry, but I can't spend $35 on a toddler jacket.
$35, an outrageous amount for a toddler's winter coat. Please watch this.
I mean, at least it's sunny out here, but it is freezing. Yeah, it definitely feels like 8 degrees. It turned winter in like 0.2 days, and this kid doesn't have a big jacket. So I'm sorry, but I can't spend $35 on a toddler jacket. I know he needs one, obviously. I'm not just gonna say, like, don't take his blanket, please. That's brother's blanket. Don't take it. It's cold. I know I can't just be like, oh, like, it's so expensive. He doesn't need to have a jacket. He needs a jacket, especially if it's 8 degrees outside.
And yet this leaves without the coat. He starts the video by saying, yeah, it feels like 8 degrees outside. Cut to her son outside in a hoodie. Go to Walmart to get him a winter coat, and $35 is too much? What are you talking about? Out here trying lobster rolls and ordering herself new chairs to nurse in, and her son doesn't have a winter coat? I would usually think this is too sensitive a topic to talk about because, you know, finances can be a tricky thing. She's out here on the internet telling us that she makes so much money as an LPN. Plus the money she makes off of TikTok. Plus her husband has the job. Get that a coat. It doesn't have to be chinchilla. We're not asking for Montclair. It's basic necessities. That should be a priority.
One user saying it has to be rage bait. I really don't think so. I really don't. I'm going to show you. I really don't. And I mean this with my whole chest when I say I think she's just stupid. One user posting a tip to Hannah, in case she didn't know, you can get jackets on sale here. Look, it just doesn't add up. I'm sure your church would be completely okay with you saving back a couple hundred of that over $1,000 that you give them a month or more to get your child a jacket. But worse than this... So in one of Hannah's deleted videos, the father comes up with what looks like a box of cereal, and the kid puts his arms up in a defense pose, absolutely terrified. I'm blurring his face here, but you can see like he's got his hands up. It's like in the defense position. One comment saying the pure terror in his eyes. People had a lot to say about this reaction, which is a defense reaction. And they were saying it was evidence of him being hurt. One child behavioral health technician saying this.
Nurse Hannah, the whole world is screaming right now to get your attention and you're not listening. a trauma response. I'm gonna do my best to be like Jen Hamilton right now and tell you. My name is Maddie. I worked as a BHT for several years with kids all the way from ages like 3 to 18 who had severe SHSI, abuse, neglect, everything you could think of, okay? I'm not a doctor, therapist, nurse, trauma, nothing. I was a BHT. We spent up to 14 hours or more with those same kids every single day during their treatment stays. One of the things we saw all the time was if we moved too quickly, they would jerk. It's a fight or flight trauma, the look in their eyes. When I saw that video, I immediately flashed back to being on the pre-ad unit whenever I would get in a hurry cleaning up toys and one of the kids would happen to be by me and I would like move too quickly and they would do that. The whole world's not turning on you right now. They're not clout chasing. They're not trying to get views. They're not. I've not followed you. I don't always see eye to eye with your social media as, you know what, I'm sure people don't see eye to eye with me. I know some people find me really freaking annoying but as a human, I've watched your patterns on social media where you kind of like rage bait. And I get that social media is fake, right? We show highlight reels. We don't always show what's actually happening. I don't care if you claim it's satire. I don't care if what you actually did on camera wasn't actually what happened. I get it. What I do care about is that you're watching out for that sweet baby because so many people are trying to tell you and say just pay attention to who he's around because of the reaction of that video. I cannot reiterate this enough. This is a common reaction we used to see all the time. And when I saw that video, I can immediately think of the exact children I saw do that on the unit. I'm trying to pull a Jen Hamilton here and just explain this as neutral and calm and nice and genuine as I can. Please watch who that sweet baby is around. The whole world is trying to get your attention to tell you that.
While this is a defense response, it doesn't necessarily mean that the child is being beat. It could be a ball hit him in the face. It'd only take one good smash in the face for the brain to like set up a defense mechanism for them not to be hit in that area again. Now, I don't tell you this to discredit something potentially terrible happening. On the contrary, there needs to be sufficient anecdotal evidence to put something this terrible in the realm of possibility. Otherwise, we're just accusing people with no evidence. Lucky for you, this is what I'm good at finding.
I'm a mom to an 18-month-old, and I'm sorry, but a pat on the bum doesn't hurt them. It helps them on the long run.
So we know that she physically spanks her child. Also not saying that spanking your kid is inherently wrong, just saying within the context of the confines of this video, it's something we should take note of. In another clip, she kind of just plops her baby down.
Me too. Like, I just know how to hold the baby and eat. Like, it's a thing. I promise you, every woman knows that. The second you start to eat yourself, that's when the baby cries. 100%, 10 times over, that's just how the babies just know it. They just know it. 10 times over, that's just how the babies just know it. They just know it.
That was Careless, but let's still man this point. Here's another clip where she's pulling the child up by the arm and putting them into a chair. Literally by the arm.
Children are perfectly loved and perfectly healthy and perfectly cared for.
Children are perfectly loved and perfectly healthy and perfectly cared.
On other occasions, not protecting her newborn's necks, just kind of flopping wherever. Or this, where she leaves a hot waffle iron in reach of her child and the child gets burnt.
Well, good morning to everybody except for James, who felt the need to just full on touch the waffle iron this morning.
Why would you touch that?
Come here.
Lately, we are just 100% in the stage of he has to learn the hard way, unfortunately.
Did you just look at your little child and ask, why would you do that? Here's a disturbing display of what appears to be Hannah purposely dragging the chair out from underneath the child, making them fall, and then getting annoyed about it.
You guys would not believe this video that one of my followers sent me, and honestly, I'm shocked. Please tell me if it looks like this girl did this on purpose.
This right here doesn't say struggle bus this morning. I don't know what will. You know, I was rushing this morning to go get my hair done, and I was trying to be a nice mom and make pancakes, and you know what? It just ended up with James falling off the chair. I mean, he was fine afterwards, but he did just cry and sob for a good chunk of time.
Rage baiting Hannah, cut the bullshit. Did not just pull that chair away from your son. Hit the fall with a knife, fake knife, in his hand, and be annoyed that he got hurt on camera. And making your kid pancakes isn't being a good mom. You're feeding your child. You're gonna pull the chair away from your child and him fall, get hurt, and then you be mad because you want to go get your hair.
You can actually see her pull the chair. And the way you're saying that you're being a good mom because you're cooking pancakes or you're cooking any type of food for your children, that is the bare minimum. That doesn't make you a good mom. That makes you a human being that is doing the things that they are supposed to be doing. But let's make this clear. You were clearly at fault for that baby falling. That was your fault, and you acted annoyed at that. But something else I noticed was that there's just this massive amount of strange behavior centered around the times that this child eats. So I'm going to blur this baby's face, but essentially what's happening here is they give the baby jalapenos and clearly that's hot. And then this is a newborn, by the way. And on the other one, they're given what looks like wasabi sauce, and you can hear the child choke.
What?
On another occasion, the child's trying to eat. They carelessly flick him away like he's a fly.
In our very first stop were $9 lobster rolls. Technically, we got a lobster roll, a fried shrimp roll.
And right here it says, before you freak out, we just wanted him to try the lobster for the fries. But it's more than that. It's the body language. Here she goes to give the child some food, but then, and he's going for it, but I guess not quick enough for her, so she kind of rolls her eyes in annoyance.
Super quick and fast, literally had a drive-through. And it was one of those restaurants.
Did you see that? Look at this right here. Like, the child is going to go for it. Took it right out of his hands. Literally took it right out of his hands. And watch her eyes roll. Another situation that I found was really odd was they take the kid to the park, and she says that they were there for 2 hours. So the kid's playing for 2 hours, and then they're not going to give him any food afterwards besides a little piece of pastry because they're afraid that it's going to mess up his sleep schedule.
After taking her toddler to the park today for over 2 hours, we deserved a sweet treat. And that sweet treat was this most delicious raspberry sweet bun. This thing was so freaking good. And the best part is that James, my toddler, was watching a show on my phone in the back seat, and he didn't even notice, and he didn't even ask for it. But I did feel bad, so I did give him a tiny little piece. Because honestly, this will probably be his lunch because it's already past nap time, so when we go home, we're going straight to bed. Mama doesn't mess around with nap time. We are not missing nap time around here. It was such a beautiful day, and we had to go outside to the park. Oh, correction. Yesterday was a beautiful day in Utah. Today it was freezing. We went to the park and did all of this yesterday, not today. Right now, currently, I am at work. I am working night shift tonight, and yesterday we were at the park. Taking our toddler to the park today for over 2 hours, we deserved a sweet treat. And that's...
I verified it. They were at the park for over 2 hours. So the little dude was running around expending energy, and now he's basically not going to be able to eat. And her body language and general attitude about having children is weird. Look, they're just ignoring him. Moving his hands away from the food. He's reaching for it. They're not giving a single thought to the kid. Again, here's another. So that was another one where you saw they were flicking his hand away. And in this next scene, she says that she will bite her child if the child bites her, which is strange to say.
No biting of any sort. If you do that, I'm just going to do it right back to you. If you bite, I'm going to bite you. Not hard, but like enough that like, hey, that doesn't feel good. Don't go biting people. Don't go hitting people. It's going to happen right back to you.
Don't bite your kid. Something else I just now saw was that she basically admits to hitting her kid.
Don't go biting people. Don't go hitting people. It's going to happen right back to you.
So essentially, if we take her at her word, and maybe it's not satire like she says that it is, then she's biting her kid because the kid bites, and if the kid hits her, she's also hitting the kid. Is that right?
Don't go biting people. Don't go hitting people. It's going to happen right back to you.
Don't bite your kid. And here, listen to her here say that jury duty is going to be great because there's no kids.
It's not like the man's going to have fun in jury duty, but I mean, there's no kids.
Another thing that was absolutely crazy was the fact that her little child didn't wake up at what she deemed the right time, as if a baby has the same idea of time that an adult does.
Woke up this morning at 7:30 instead of 8:30, and I was freaking PO'd about that. Just in the span of like the last 2 months, he has gone from waking up at 10:30 in the morning to now 7:30. I mean, I know technically it's like now 7:30 is technically, it used to be 8:30, like it's the same exact time, but just knowing that the clock says 7:30 and I'm out of my bed on a non-work day.
We'll say it together, okay? She is abusing her child. Did you see that poor baby's face? He looks scared of her. Okay, let's backtrack. Did you hear what she was saying in the beginning? That James woke up at 7:30 and instead of 10:30 because he's a 2-year-old, and that pissed her off.
Woke up this morning at 7:30 instead of 8:30, and I was freaking PO'd about that.
That's really strange, but she's not playing. Listening to this, apparently, if the child wakes up early, she locks the kid in its room.
Some parents saying that they were up at 4 a.m., which that would never, ever fly in my household. I'm sorry, but if my kid woke up at 4 a.m., you're going to stay in your room. You're going to stay in your bed. I don't care if you want to play in your bed. I don't care if you want to kick the bars, kick the door, whatever. We are not coming out of our room at 4 a.m. 4 a.m., I'm sorry, is the middle of the freaking night. James woke up this morning at 7:30 instead of 8:30, and I was pretty peeled about that.
She's unlocking the door, but look how this kid looks. One user saying him waiting by the door, broken heart emoji. Another saying, you're a parent. If he wakes up 11 times that night, I'm getting up 11 times. My goodness. And another saying he was scared seeing her open the door too. So her being mad about this kid waking up is the same energy of her saying, why did you touch the hot waffle iron that she put within reach of this kid? And I'm sorry, but that makes me want to say and ask her, are you stupid? Let's take a transition break real quick. Look, I just rocked the baby. I have more maternal instincts than she does. So here's what we know so far. She is alleged to be rage baiting for clicks and views, but then says contradictory things, like she never changes diapers to the point of them almost bursting. But then posts a video saying she changes 17 diapers a day. But both of these extremes are not good hygiene. So what's true? Well, I think they both are. I think she's rage baiting here and there, but that bait crosses into real damage, as we've seen with the baby touching the waffle iron or falling off the chair because she moved the chair. I think we've also successfully showed in this video that she's careless and extremely negative. And there's a third-party corroboration that is now out there by a former friend who sort of verifies everything. In this video here, posted by M-Files 2 days ago,
17 diaper lady, Nurse Hannah, was one of my best friends growing up for years. At one point was like my best friend. Like we hung out together all the time. It's actually crazy to think about. And I see a lot of people like kind of defending her or like justifying certain things because of finances. And I just want to put it out there that she comes from a very wealthy family. Her dad is a very successful doctor who even operated on my brother's foot when he broke it. So I just want to throw that out there. Like, huge house, brand new installed pool at the time, and like full-blown basketball court in their backyard, a whole jungle gym, like set playground area, a huge garage with all the different toys. Like one of those like really tall garages that you can fit like a motorhome bus like thing like on one side, and I would travel with them on that. And like they had so many different four-wheelers and like all types of stuff. Pretty sure like everyone had their own car and everything. Like they definitely like had a lot, you know, growing up. Like they were like the rich kids, like, and her uncle even on her mom's side owns a Chick-fil-A, like, and I remember them like taking me to like parties and events, like.
So not only does she come from a wealthy family, but she is among the higher echelon of income distribution per families in the United States.
The Mormon Church is very charitable. Like there are so many relief efforts if you're a member. Like there are she's a part of the Mormon Church, and like I'm sure her own uncle would help her. And also like the church, she's a part of the Mormon Church, and the Mormon Church is very charitable. Like there are so many relief efforts if you're a member. Even if you're not, I'm pretty sure, but if you are a member, like you can even get like grocery allowances, like you can get discounted groceries at like their bishop storehouses and stuff, and like you can also like even get help with like rent payments or like I think mortgage payments and stuff like that, like for a temporary period of time, like while you get back on your feet or whatever. Like it's actually crazy, but she knows all of that for sure because her dad was a bishop, which bishops are the ones that make those like judgment calls for people in like their zone or like district or whatever of like church members and stuff. So she knows the resources that she has available. So like everyone that's like, oh, like you could like get a coat this way, like she knows. She definitely knows. I'm basically just like replaying.
So she has a connection with the Mormon church and her dad was a bishop. Her connections are vast.
It drifted us, but a big reason why I stopped hanging around her was because she was so negative and like she complained so much. And even my own mom had concerns because like I just like would kind of become more negative and like more of a complainer and like talk kind of nasty like after hanging out with her. And like she always kind of struggled with that, and like she would say really mean things about people and stuff, and was like pretty judgmental and stuff. And like, oh, and like also the whole thing about like the 17 diapers and stuff, like I will say, like, as nice of like the house was that she grew up in, like how huge it was often very messy, and like so were their cars. And they had like a cleaner come, like I think like once a week or whatever, but like it still wasn't enough because like the kids were just spoiled, respectfully. I'm so sorry, because like I actually thought her parents were nice people, but clearly you don't know anything from the outside. But
so that's a corroboration on the messiness and the meanness, which I think is fair to say has been on full display in her videos. She did make a response to the criticism she's been getting, as I talked about earlier, and also she deleted that, but here it is.
So the fact that I even have to address this right now is kind of insane. Social media is just, it's a scary place. And I never understood people that much when they said they couldn't share their kids' faces online or they couldn't share much about their kids. I didn't really understand it, but it's crazy. If you were to know me in real life.
Yes, it is extremely dangerous to put your children online. You open yourself up to public criticism, as you know, but worse than that, there are very bad people out there that will use your child's image for very bad things.
Life, this whole lazy husband thing, it's satire. My husband is the sweetest, nicest, kindest, most loving, most nurturing father in the entire world. He is playing on the ground with James like 90% of the day. If that man is not laughing, having fun, teasing him, playing with him, whatever it is, then I don't know, then something's wrong, because those two have the strongest bond, the strongest father-son bond that I know of anyone else. And it makes me really sad that social media has turned it into something, or me, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe that's, it makes me sad that I guess I've turned it into something like that. I don't know.
Boy, she stumbled on that one, but I think it's accurate to say that she's turned it into that. And to say that the child flinches because the father and him are playing all the time is just freaking weird, because you've seen all the compilations videos of people posting their children. They were like hitting at their children, and those children didn't flinch at all.
In the video that you guys are all freaking out about, they're just playing. They're always playing. They're always playing where they scare each other. James is obsessed with dinosaurs and bears, and when they look away and they come back and they scare each other, and they play, like when they throw something, they'll play throw it, you know, when you like psych them out, you know, and they flinch and whatever. Like that's what they're always doing. They're always like hiding behind couches and jumping at each other and chasing each other around the house and up the stairs and down the stairs and tackling each other. They're always playing constantly, to the point where like if I'm trying to talk to my husband, I can't, because he's always playing with my son. Nothing's going on. From the moment that my husband wakes up in the morning to the second he goes to bed, he is only thinking about our children and our family and what's best for us. And that's never not on his mind. He is constantly thinking about his children, their futures, what it's like now, how to be the best father. You can't believe everything you see on social media. You just can't. I promise, and when I promise this, I'm serious. Nothing is going on. You know.
Well, thank God that she told us that nothing was going on. I think I feel completely justified in I don't even think I'll make this video anymore.
I don't really owe anyone an explanation. I could just be like everybody else, and when stuff like this happens, I could just keep quiet. And I thought about keeping quiet, just kind of letting it blow over. But I thought, I don't want that. I don't even want the thought of that out there. I don't want anyone to suspect anything, that even to be questioned whatsoever, that me or my husband, that we do not love our children, that we do not treat them with anything other than love. Like, it's crazy. There's nothing.
There's nothing going on.
Says she doesn't owe anybody an explanation. I disagree, and let me explain to you why. When you make the conscious choice to put your children online and publicize your life like that, and I'm not advocating for putting your children as the main source of your content, that is absolutely dangerous. But what I am saying is that when you make this choice to put your children online, then everyone is going to be watching you, so you can't just respond to all the good comments when everything's going great. You'll have to address accusations of alleged terrible situations like so, and not ignore them. So I think you do owe it by your own hand. You don't just get to pick and choose now that you broke the seal. So now we have all the anecdotes that we've displayed in this video and a third-party corroboration, which is a big deal because it takes these things from being baseless alleged situations to within the realm of possibility, prompting one TikToker to call CPS.
Got you, Hannah. And I did find your home address, and I'm going to report you to CPS because they fly with me. Hi, Hannah. I know you don't know me. My name's Anthony. Now, during the day, I typically do remodel and repair on houses, but on the side and for fun, I like to find people that like to and find out. And guess whose turn it was tonight? So Hannah, by now, the entire internet's seen all the videos you treating your kids atrociously. I'm not going to stand for it. And I know there's some other people that said they reported you to the Board of Nursing and your agency. I want us to look through all your videos. So I searched for your husband's name and CPS will come knocking, and I will be getting your information over to the state nursing board because it goes against their ethics policy for you to treat anyone that way. Now, Hannah, you have the day you deserve.
One user saying, call their bishop. The Mormon church will just cover it up. Well, considering her dad was the bishop. Hannah's response to this was very telling. She disabled every comment on her TikTok. As you can see here, I'm just cycling through all her videos. All comments turned off. Now, an interesting little side quest piece that just came out was that the guy that exposed her and called CPS, apparently he was exposed and deleted his account.
And I am one of the victims of Anthony Blackwell, aka Tony. He me as a child, me and numerous of our cousins. You guys are saying that he helped those babies. Yes. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, that DFACS got involved. Thank you, yes. But, the truth comes to light. I'd made a comment on his other TikTok about what he had done to me as a child, and he deleted it. That TikTok got deleted, and now he wanted to take Hannah and tell her she around and found out, and then our whole family finds him on this app. I sent this video in my family Snapchat, and lo and behold, I was not the only one that you wanted. Where are you at right now? Why don't any of our family have anything to do with you? Why is it that your own father doesn't even want you at his funeral? I wouldn't show up anyway if I were you, because we ain't babies no more. We full grown. And we ain't got to worry about what our parents have to say about it, because we have a lot to say about it, Tony. We have a lot to say about it. So how about your big boy self get up on this TikTok app, or how about you be a real man and come face us face to face? We know you won't, though. We won't. No, you won't. You're one of those keyboard warriors. You'll talk that big smack over this freaking TikTok, but when it comes down...
That's tough stuff, so I don't know if this is true or not, but I do know that he deleted his account. As you can see, his link and his account's gone. So he might have been a bad guy himself, but ironically, the bad guy did a decent thing. And the two can be true at the same time. Somebody can be terrible. And actually, often people do these things, and it's called projection. That's a good one to keep in mind. It'll help you in your life. Something else I feel like is really important to talk about is the massive amount of misinformation and just pure scum out there that are using this for clicks and views. Let me show you what I mean. There's accounts like this in the videos that say, oh, she's arrested, oh, this, that, and Obviously, she was not arrested, but look at the views they got. 5.4 million, 3.5 million. They still get the money from those views. I mean, they literally took the time to Photoshop. So you have these troll accounts that get out here and put out this information and essentially are preying on people who are really invested and really want change in these types of situations. So they're some of the worst type of people. And then you have other people that see this stuff and they just go with it without fact checking. And what do they call it? They call it signal boosting poorly researched information. Misinformation, disinformation, really just not good stuff. Which then prompts other videos to say, no, she's not arrested, 1.3 million views. Those aren't so bad, but it kind of is like an ecosystem. Maybe in the grand scheme of things, of such as the Jedi and the dark and the Sith, where the dark balances the light, maybe we need these types of things. Maybe in a philosophical sense, the misinformation then adjusted by the correct information is the balance and the order of the universe. But I think what you should do is when you see these types of accounts that are promoting this type of misinformation, clock these people as just terrible, disgusting, not good. What you need is creators who care about their credibility, that care about logic and putting together Rubik's Cubes puzzles. Speaking of misinformation, people were using this soda machine as the reason of her budgeting poorly, seeing as it's $4,800, and she seemed to have trouble getting her child jackets for winter. Turns out this isn't even her Coke machine. It's not even in her house. You can tell by the counters and the overall arching theme of the entire video. And it's her uncle's. And this is just a small little issue here, but there's a lot of this type of stuff going on in multiple topics, especially these topics that come from TikTok. And it's so important to make sure that you get the correct information, at least to the best of your ability, because if you don't have the correct information, it leaves holes in the story. It allows these people to slip through the cracks. It is not a good thing to do. If you've made it to the end of this video and you've enjoyed me destroying the logic of this person and want to see me destroy the logic of other terrible individuals and their mishaps online, then go ahead and subscribe. Smash that subscribe button and we'll have updates of this video and of my other videos. Also do live streams and things like that. I really appreciate it. And thank you. Have a good day.